Have you ever wondered how the conflict between India and Pakistan began? The year was 1947, and the British were preparing to leave the Indian subcontinent. Their departure was to birth two new nations, India and Pakistan. But the birth pangs were severe, and the aftermath, a lingering pain. Among the many princely states, each had the choice to join either India or Pakistan. The Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, however, chose a different path, a path that would set off a chain of events leading to one of the most enduring conflicts of our time. His decision not only affected his state, but also the geopolitical dynamics of the entire region. The choice made by the ruler of this beautiful, strategically located state was like a spark to a tinderbox, and thus the seeds of conflict were sown with the decision of the Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir. How did the first war between the two newborn nations transpire? Let's delve into this pivotal chapter of history. In the late 40s, the world witnessed the birth of two nations, India and Pakistan, and with it, the genesis of a bitter conflict over the princely state of Kashmir. Around this time, Pakistan, in a bid to seize Kashmir, instigated an aggressive incursion. This was a move that would ignite the first of many wars between the two countries. Caught in the crossfire was the ruler of Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh. Faced with an imminent threat, he made a monumental decision that would forever shape the course of history. On October 26, 1947, he signed the Instrument of Accession, effectively acceding Kashmir to India. This act was not just a political maneuver, but a cry for help, as India could only intervene and defend Kashmir if it was a part of its territory. In response, India dispatched its troops to Kashmir, marking the onset of a fierce war that lasted over a year. The fighting was intense, with both sides enduring heavy losses, yet neither willing to back down. Eventually, on January 1, 1949, the United Nations intervened, calling for an immediate ceasefire. Both countries, exhausted by the relentless combat, agreed, marking the end of the First Indo-Pak War. In the aftermath, the United Nations proposed a resolution recommending a plebiscite, a vote by which the people of Kashmir could decide their future. However, it was contingent upon Pakistan withdrawing its troops from Kashmir, a condition they never fulfilled. In lieu of an official border, a military ceasefire line was established, known as the Line of Control. This line, drawn in the sand, split Kashmir into two parts. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir on the west and Indian Kashmir on the east. Thus, the Line of Control became a de facto border, with Pakistan-occupied Kashmir on one side and Indian Kashmir on the other. This marked the end of the first chapter in the ongoing saga of the Kashmir conflict, setting the stage for many more battles to come. So how did India manage to capture the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? This part of our story is a tale of strategic planning, brave execution, and a relentless will to reclaim what was rightfully theirs. The first step towards this mission was a thorough understanding of the terrain. The Indian Army meticulously studied the region of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, its geographic features, and the challenges it posed. This was not just about knowing the mountains, rivers, and valleys. It was about understanding the nuances of the weather, the best times to move, and the safest routes to take. Next came the planning phase. The Indian Army designed a series of operations, each tailored to address specific objectives. They knew they had to be swift, precise, and efficient. Every operation was strategized to minimize collateral damage and maximize territorial gain. The execution phase was where the real test lay. The Indian Army, trained to face the harshest of conditions, moved forward with their plans. They navigated through treacherous terrains, faced hostile weather, and confronted the enemy, always keeping their objective in sight. Their courage and determination were unparalleled. Among the various operations, two stood out for their strategic brilliance. Operation Meghdoot, where the Indian Army preemptively seized the Siachen Glacier, thus gaining a strategic advantage, and Operation Vijay, where they successfully pushed back infiltrators in the Kargil sector, reclaiming the territory. However, it wasn't all about military might. Diplomacy played a crucial role too. India's diplomatic efforts ensured international support, isolating Pakistan on the global stage. This diplomatic win was as significant as the victories on the battlefield. The operations carried out by the Indian Army were not just about capturing land. They were about protecting the sovereignty of the nation, restoring peace, and upholding the principles of justice and righteousness. So it was through strategic planning and execution that India managed to capture the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The story of this capture is a testament to the valiant spirit of the Indian Army, their strategic acumen, and unwavering resolve. What does the capture of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir signify? Let's delve into that. The capture holds immense significance both strategically and territorially. It's akin to a major chess move, providing India a distinct strategic advantage. This advantage is not just in terms of military positioning, but also in controlling vital routes and resources. Now let's consider the territorial aspect. The capture of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir reinforces India's territorial integrity, affirming its sovereignty over the region. This, in turn, strengthens India's claim and stance on the international stage. However, we cannot overlook the impact this has on India-Pakistan relations. The capture has certainly added a layer of complexity to an already intricate relationship. It has sparked debates, negotiations, and even conflicts. But it has also driven dialogues on peace, cooperation, and mutual respect. Thus, the capture of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir played a crucial role in India's strategic positioning and territorial integrity. So, how has the capture of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir impacted the India-Pakistan conflict? Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've taken together. It all started with the genesis of conflict, a complex web of political and territorial disputes between two newly independent nations, India and Pakistan. This laid the groundwork for the First War and its aftermath, a period marked by tension, uncertainty, and a longing for resolution. Then came the operations and capture, the strategic planning, the courageous execution, and ultimately, the successful capture of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This was a turning point, a moment that shifted the balance of power and changed the course of history. The significance of this capture cannot be overstated. It has not only altered the geographical boundaries, but also the emotional and political landscape of the region. The capture of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir remains a significant chapter in the history of the India-Pakistan conflict, shaping the dynamics of the relationship between the two nations to this day.